shot is. It's the big, wide, establishing shot of whether, if we're shooting a scene right here, we're in a classroom and there are students and then there's some dopey guy with a microphone talking. But the master shot for this would possibly be a camera up here, it's big and it's wide, and the shot would be, you kind of see me from the side talking to you and we see the whole room. So that's the master shot. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're watching it, you're looking at the monitor and you think, wow, that was so cool. That's all we need. And I was thinking, geez, maybe that will look cool in the movie, but what if you're editing months from now, and like that section of the movie is slowing down, you gotta speed it up. What are you gonna do? You just have a master. So I would encourage people to shoot extra shots that they can use to tighten up the movie, because the rhythm of the movie has to be created in editing, and the small rhythm of shot to shot, like within a scene, how fast people talk to each other, is it a slow scene, or is it a fast scene, people are talking very quickly, but either way you can create those in editing, and then the overall rhythm of the whole movie. And like this part of the movie is slow, this part of the movie is fast. So the more shots you have, the more you can adjust the rhythm and make it move faster or slower. So it's always nice to throw in some extra shots. So I sometimes tell Michael, hey Michael, just if you get a close to that, just in case we have it, Sometimes we didn't use it, but we usually had it.
Okay. Anybody have any questions so far? Questions for Stephen? Questions about this process? Don't be shy, don't be shy, don't be shy. Okay, we're going to keep talking.
Be shy.
So, and also what Stephen's talking about, because when you're finally done shooting your movie and you get into the editing room, and it is most often, it's a box. It's a box, maybe you're lucky if you have a window, it's like a 10 by 10 room. We actually edited the film. We had offices for a long time at Paramount Pictures and Paramount Studios. And there's a building on the Paramount lot that is just a building for editors. And it is like a rat's maze or a mouse maze, whatever. It's literally cubicle, They're in darkness and you sit there all day for hours and hours and hours and you have your own little tiny office, and that's where they edit some of the biggest movies, that Paramount's ever made. And you are sitting there, and if you guys are watching the different footage and what Stephen was just talking about, you never want to be, you will always get to this place, but you never want to be at the place where you're watching and you go, we don't have anything else to cut to. That's what he's saying. You want to make sure when you're filming a movie, you need to give yourself as a director and your editor options all the time. Because, as he said, it's all about the rhythm. When you get into the editing room, you are writing and rewriting your movie. And it's all about how the scenes play out and the rhythm of the scenes. And when something slows down, or you've gone to something too many times, and and especially on lower budget films, you run into that phrase, do we have anything else to cut to? And if the answer is no, then you have to get incredibly creative, which can be helpful, but you get stuck. So that's what you try to avoid. So if you're ever on a set, you want to, and again, this is always going back to money. It's always going back to an independent film. Time is money, film is money. How many takes you do is money. But you want to be able to shoot as many different angles as possible. Because even, to a point where somebody will come up to you and say, hey, stop, you have it. That's what Stephen is for as well. Because when you're sitting there in that dark room many months later, you want to make sure you want to keep the movie dynamic. And a lot of that sometimes has to do with cutting away to something else. Or if you're lucky, the scene plays out and you don't have to. But you don't want to just depend on that luck. Did I cover that, Stephen?
Yes, you did. The other main thing is the editors tend to be incredibly obsessive about story beyond anything else. a cinematographer really is interested in how it looks and how it tells the story, but mostly how it looks. And a director is usually concerned with the story, but the editor is especially obsessed with story, so they try to make things work and make sense, and it's kind of like a puzzle. All the editors I know just have a great concern with making things clear. You don't want to give things away, especially in a thriller or in a horror film like Babysitter, but you want to set up things clearly. There's a difference between making things unknown and making things clear. If you don't know what the heck is going on, you don't care anymore about what the movie's about. I'm sure you've all experienced movies where you watch and you go, I don't know what they're doing, I don't even care anymore, just get me out of here. I mean, it's just, so there's a lot of attention to making things clear, and how you make things clear is a lot of times which shots you use in what order. So sometimes when we're editing, we'll go back and shoot extra shots to make things clear, like insert shots. Signs of things, that kind of thing.
Do you guys know what insert shots are? Okay, again, like Steven is saying, if you need to make things more clear, let's say I'm talking, my phone rings, and if in the scene, maybe my wife is calling and, or they're calling from the emergency room and something happened. Or maybe let's say there's a text that I'm getting, this information is here. An insert shot, let's say we're in the editing room and you have a shot of me here, I pick up my phone, and I freak out, I run out of the room. Well, maybe we need to make it a little clearer. An insert shot is basically, we go up super close on the phone. We'll read the text, we'll be on it for 2 or 3 seconds so people can actually see what that information was. If you need that in the film, sometimes in a movie, I have a microphone, I don't really need a shout. Sometimes in a movie you have to, again, and this comes up all the time, you have to hit people over the heads. A lot of times you don't want to do that. You want to be mysterious. You want, you sit there and you go, hey, look, the audience is smart enough to understand this, so let's not pander, or let's not be too heavy-handed. But other times you have to make it clear, like Steven said, and that's when, we might go, okay, we need to do just a day of insert shots, and shoot some really interesting, cool close-ups of things to give out more specific